Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez.
And I'm Kevin Friel. We'd like to remind you right at the top that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website. You can find them at www.town.barnstable.ma.us.
Well, aside from the regular business the town council dealt with last Thursday, councilors also had the chance to hear from Tom Kerr, a former state representative and longtime state transportation official who recently became the administrator at the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. Today, we're taking a look back at Kerr's comments, during which he detailed several new programs and initiatives that he's gotten underway since he took the post just a few months ago.
All the years that I was in the legislature and then subsequently at the executive office, I was always focusing on transportation matters and transportation issues. And the last few years that I was at EOT, my responsibilities included overseeing all 15 regional transit authorities. So I had an opportunity to see what was working, what wasn't working. I learned a lot about accessibility and public transportation. And then when the opportunity came about here on the Cape, I thought, gee, that would be something I'd like to do. And hopefully make a positive difference and effectuate some positive change in terms of public transportation. And one of the things that I've learned is that a lot of people on Cape Cod are not really aware that we have public transportation. So I've been going out. I was at the Orleans Town Hall last night, in Brewster this morning, in Barnstable tonight, and I'm getting around talking to folks and letting them know that we have a good vision in place and very good people working with us to try to implement some new exciting initiatives that will hopefully dramatically improve transportation. We have implemented hourly service in our fixed route service across the Cape, and we did that September 8th. I started September 1st, and in all the months since then, we've seen in excess of a 20% increase in ridership on the fixed route service. So that's fairly dramatic, and it's something that the customer has been talking about for a long time. The reliability, knowing the bus is going to be there. So that was a sort of a simple change. We've also created an exciting new website, capecodrta.org, that's very informative and easy to navigate, and I think tells you a lot about what's going on, not only here in the Barnstable Mid-Cape area, but all across the Commonwealth. I mentioned the task force. We have new bus shelters that we're placing, 45 bus shelters that we're placing across the Cape, and we were the recipient of some ARA funds that allowed us to purchase some capital equipment that's going to hopefully make a difference in moving people around the Cape, because we're investing in some state-of-the-art new software that's going to create efficiencies for our schedulers, and we've got these new displays that we're going to be putting up in areas that tell you where the bus is, where the next bus is, when it's coming. When it gets within 10 minutes of the destination, it starts ticking down. The on-time performance is pretty good, and it's really exciting. It has messages for patrons, and we're going to be putting one of them in the mall, and we're also going to hopefully approach the Cape Cod Hospital and areas like that where our buses carry a lot of people.
In addition to his role as CCRTA administrator, Kerr sits on a task force that is working on solutions to mitigate traffic congestion seen at the bridges during the most recent round of repair work. And as he told the council, a rail connection between the Cape and Boston could well be a solution.
One of the things that we're going to be doing, it's not totally confirmed yet, but it's providing a passenger rail service from Sandwich to meet the MBTA train in Lakeville and then on to South Station, and that's supposed to, our plans are to have that start in mid-March. So it's being developed as one of the recommendations to reduce congestion around the Sagamore Bridge, but also it's an opportunity for the rail to showcase what they want to do in terms of getting people to Boston by train. Now, it's not a high-speed commuter train. All of us who live on the Cape and recognize the important quality of life issues here, I think, agree that we can't have a 79-mile-an-hour high-speed commuter rail coming across all the grade crossings, but a slower 35-mile-an-hour passenger train that would meet a high-speed commuter train in Middleborough, is another mobility option that can get people to Fenway Park or the Boston Garden or Quincy Market or wherever. So that's another exciting initiative that is soon to come to fruition.
After he was done with his update, counselors had the opportunity to question CARE on various concerns. Here, Counselor Janice Barton asked about improving services for kids who use the CCRTA.
One issue with young people in Barnstable has been identified as transportation, and I know the Flex Bus out in the Outer Cape is used a lot by young people quite successfully, and I was wondering what maybe was in the works or for Barnstable in that respect, or maybe particularly targeting that age group.
That's a very good question, and it's a very accurate statement. Now, the Flex route is a deviated fixed route that goes from Harwich to Provincetown. And I'm actually looking, the ridership is improving, but it's not as robust as I would like it to be. So the Nelson Nygaard study that you folks kind of asked for came out with some recommendations. And if we get our new software in place, we're going to be creating zones where there are zip codes in every village on the Cape. We're going to have a B-bus that might feed the fixed route and make it easier for people to get to where they want to get to in a more expeditious fashion. But I'm amazed at the young people that actually are taking advantage of that flex route. Now, we have certain regulations that we can't provide charter service, we can't provide actually school service, but I've been trying to get, ways to get around that in some ways so we can get some of those young people to like Sturgis. We've had a lot of calls from a lot of communities on the Cape about getting the youngsters to Sturgis. So we're looking at that and looking at ways, but it's a very good point, and I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to that. Thank you.
Finally, CARE announced an opportunity for the public to give their input on some new proposals to change the B-bus fare structure, as well as the way that people pay to ride.
Having public hearings about a fare reduction on our B-bus. Our B-bus is a dial-a-ride service where you call in 24 hours prior, and they'll come and get you and take you to where you want to go. And there's this crazy convoluted formula that they use that confuse seniors and youngsters and everybody else. You got to pay a mileage charge, and it's crazy. And you have to send money in and draw it down, and people are confused. They don't know how much money they have in there. So I looked at that, and I created a little committee to do a very comprehensive overview of what is going on. And Paula came back with, there's a 40+% fare evasion. 40% of the people riding the V-bus aren't paying. So I thought, well, that's kind of crazy. So what I'm doing is I'm changing the fare to a straight $3 and $1.50. $3 and $1.50 for disabled and seniors. And even though that's less than what currently is being charged, I anticipate revenue to increase because they call in. So when we come to get you, you'll have the $3 ready, or you won't get on the bus. But I am sensitive to the situation where some folks don't have a lot of money, and we're going to look at ways to try to make sure that everybody has access to public transportation.
If you'd like to comment on the CCRTA's B-bus fare proposals, the last in a series of 3 public hearings takes place Wednesday, January 27th. That's tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the Hyannis Transportation Center.
Now let's take a look at the remaining board and committee meetings for this week. At 7 o'clock, the school committee has a workshop in the town hall hearing room. Also at 7 o'clock, the Waterways Committee meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room. For Wednesday, January 27th, at 7 o'clock, the Zoning Board of Appeals has a meeting in the Town Hall hearing room. Also at 7, over on Route 149 in West Barnstable, the Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee will meet. Then on Thursday, January 28th, at 9 o'clock, Site Plan Review closes out the meeting week in the Town Hall hearing room.
Well, that's all for now. For Kevin Friel, I'm Nick Cortez. We'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.